Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this time, I would like to interpret some video research from YouTube. The title is about giving the secret of giving a feedback. So let's get started with the video.
They have their drills. In our era and the type of work most of us are doing, the tool we most need is actually centered around being able to give and receive feedback well.
Jadi di video ini intinya akan membahas tentang rahasia untuk memberikan feedback atau masukan dengan baik, seperti itu.
Talking about feedback for centuries. In fact, Confucius, way back in 500 BC, talked about how important it is to be able to say difficult messages well. But to be honest, we're still pretty bad at it. In fact, a recent Gallup survey found that only 26% of employees strongly agree that the feedback they get actually improves their work. Those numbers are pretty dismal. So what's going on?
Jadi di video ini intinya ada 20% para pekerja sangat setuju dengan feedback atau masukan, karena dari feedback tersebut bisa memperbaiki pekerjaan mereka, tetapi jumlahnya begitu sedikit.
The way that most people give their feedback actually isn't brain friendly. People fall into one of two camps. Either they're of the camp that is very indirect and soft, and the brain doesn't even recognize that feedback is being given, or it's just simply confused. Or they fall into the other camp of being too direct, and with that, it tips the other person into the land of being defensive. There's this part of the brain called the amygdala, and it's scanning at all times to figure out whether the message has a social threat attached to it. With that, we'll move forward in defensiveness, or move backwards in retreat. And what happens is the feedback giver then starts to dysregulate as well. They add more ums and ahs and justifications, and the whole thing gets wonky really fast. It doesn't have to be this way. I and my
Jadi terkadang memberikan feedback atau masukan itu tidak membawa sesuatu yang aura yang positif, bahkan negatif. Dan juga kebanyakan orang memberikan feedback atau masukan kepada seorang tidak searah, dan bahkan membuat bingung, dan timbullah pembelaan diri atas masukan apa yang telah diberikan. Cara seperti itu tidak harus ditiru dan tidak harus seperti itu.
Team has spent many years going into different companies and asking who here is a great feedback giver. Anybody who's
Pembicara ini telah menghabiskan waktunya bertahun-tahun telah berada di berbagai perusahaan, dan menanyakan siapa yang mendapat masukan atau feedback baik di sini di forum diskusi ini.
actually bring into our labs to see what they're doing differently. What we find is that there's a 4-part formula that you can use to say any difficult message well. Okay, are you ready for it? Here we go. The first part of the formula is what we call the micro yes. Great feedback givers begin their feedback by asking a question that is short but important. It lets the brain know that feedback is actually coming. It would be something, for example, like, do you have 5 minutes to talk about how that last conversation went? Or I have some ideas for how we can improve things. Can I share them with you? This micro yes question does 2 things for you. First of all, it's going to be a pacing tool. It lets the other person know that feedback is about to be given. And the second thing it does is it creates a moment of buy-in. I can say yes or no to that yes or no question. And with that, I get a feeling of autonomy. The second part.
Jadi ada 4 formula untuk mengatasi kesulitan dalam memberikan masukan dalam sebuah percakapan. Yang pertama itu caranya adalah micro yes. Micro yes ini adalah suatu feedback atau cara yang membutuhkan jawaban iya atau tidak dengan meminta izin. Nah, dan hal ini akan membantu feedback atau masukan berjalan dengan lancar seperti itu. Next.
Part of the feedback formula is going to be giving your data point. Here you should name specifically what you saw or heard and cut out any words that aren't objective. There's a concept we call blur words. A blur word is something that can mean different things to different people. Blur words are things that are not specific. So for example, if I say, you shouldn't be so defensive, or you could be more proactive. What we see great feedback givers doing differently is they'll convert their blur words into actual data points. So for example, instead of saying, you aren't reliable, we would say, you said you'd get that email to me by 11, and I still don't have it yet. Specificity is also important when it comes to positive feedback. And the reason for that is that we want to be able to specify exactly what we want the other person to increase or diminish. And if we stick with blur words, they actually won't have any clue particularly what to do going forward to keep repeating that behavior.
Jadi cara yang kedua ini adalah data point, yang adalah salah satu cara memberikan feedback dengan spesifik atau objektif kepada seseorang, dan juga menggunakan blur word. Di sini menjelaskan katanya blur word tadi, yang artinya adalah percakapan yang tidak spesifik atau yang kita sebut dengan follow up question, dan atau percakapan biasa aja gitu, basa-basi. Hal tersebut adalah data point yang membantu pembicara atau maksudnya membantu pemberian feedback kepada seseorang dengan mudah seperti itu. Next.
The third part of the feedback formula is the impact statement. Here you name exactly how that data point impacted you. So for example, I might say, because I didn't get the message, I was blocked on my work and couldn't move forward. Or, I really liked how you added those stories because it helped me grasp the concepts faster. It gives you a sense of purpose and meaning and logic between the points, which is something the brain really craves.
Nah, poin yang selanjutnya adalah show impact. Show impact itu yang dimaksud dari show impact itu adalah data point yang berdampak pada Anda. Jadinya ada related dengan data point. Jadinya contohnya Anda benar-benar membantu saya memahami konsep dengan cepat. Dari hal tersebut memberikan tujuan dan maksud logika poin tersebut sehingga membuat pemikiran meningkat. Jadinya so impact itu adalah dari benefit dari data point tersebut. Lanjut.
The fourth part of the feedback formula is a question. Great feedback givers wrap their feedback message with a question. They'll ask something like, well, how do you see it? Or, this is what I'm thinking we should do. But what are your thoughts on it? What it does is it creates commitment rather than just compliance. It makes the conversation no longer be a monologue, but rather becomes a joint problem-solving situation. But there's one last thing. Great feedback givers not only can say messages well, but also they ask for feedback regularly. In fact, our research on perceived leadership shows that you shouldn't wait for feedback to be given to you, what we call push feedback, but rather you should actively ask for feedback, what we call pulling feedback. Pulling feedback establishes you as a continual learner and puts the power in your hands. The most challenging situations are actually the ones that call for the most skillful feedback, but it doesn't have to be hard. Now that you know this 4-part formula, you can mix and match it to make it work for any difficult conversation.
Jadi bagian yang terakhir ini formula berikutnya adalah A question. Maksud dari formula ini adalah menanyakan suatu masukan dari seseorang yang telah diberikan ketika percakapan berlangsung. Mungkin ada sedikit sesuatu yang belum Anda pahami dari feedback atau masukan dari seseorang. Anda bisa langsung tanyakan seperti itu. Hal tersebut bisa berupa monolog atau dialog, percakapan berlangsung seperti itu. Dan sekarang pembicara mengatakan Anda tahu 4 formula yang mengatasi kesulitan dalam pemberian feedback percakapan seperti itu. Thank you very much and thank you for watching, and that's all for my interpreting. I hope you understand what I speak about. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.